Which of these is the definition of the word dilapidated? Which of these golf courses is in England? Which of these English towns stands on the River Dart? Who released the 60s album? Pine Nuts. In what part of the UK did TV's The Likely Lads live? Which of these is the title of Solitaire is the American name for what card game? Which of these is a type of men's Which of these? There is not a Nobel Prize. Which of these is a CONCACAF is Big Shot is the autobiography of which winner of Britain's Strongest Man. Patricia Arquette won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for which unit of measurement is also a verb meaning to understand thoroughly, fathom, cable, league. A famous march against unemployment was undertaken in 1936 to the House of Commons from which town? Jarrow, Redruth, Telford. In the Macarena party dance, which of these body parts is touched first? Shoulders, hips, head. Keith from Accounts was a character in what BBC comedy series? Being Served, Open All Hours, The Office. In athletics, what is the shortest race for which starting blocks are not used? 800 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. In medicine, what word means to blow gas, a powder or a vapor into a body cavity? Insurrection, installation, insufflation. Singer and actress Billie Piper was once married to radio DJ Chris Evans, Chris Moyles, Mark Riley. Walt Disney World lies about 20 miles southwest of which city? Which of these is one of the rabbits from Watership Down, Sixer, Tenor, Fiver? Which of these is the correct name of Royal Park, the Regent's Park, the Richmond Park? On which of these items will you find a selvage, a knife, a roof? Which of these is not the name of a UK Rugby League side? Castleford Tigers, Widnes Wolves. Which of these is a famous line from Airplane? Don't call me Judith. Don't call me Helen. Don't call me Shelley. Tony Jet kills Bernardo a shark in what film musical? West Side Story, Cabaret, Grease. Anne Aston was a hostess on what classic TV game show? The Generation Game. The word level is an example of which of these? Acronym, palindrome, onomatopoeia. Which of these is not a green vegetable? Pea shoots. Which of these Italian cities is furthest north? Rome, Milan, Naples. In Greek myth, cankles can be seen on wood. Which of these is German for 5, Dre? Which fruit forms the basis of the liqueur? Cassis, pomegranate, cherry, blackcurrant. Dannii Minogue had been a judge on which Australian TV show? Where is the region known as the Horn of Africa? Which Austrian-born film star has the nickname Arnie, Aaron Schweitzer, Armando Schweppes, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Which of these was a film before it became a stage musical? Ice canoeing is a popular pastime on which of these was never appointed poet? Which of these water is coldest when it is in what state? The spice cinnamon comes from what part of the tree? Britain's Jade Jones won gold at London 2012 in what sport? Something deemed socially unacceptable is beyond what? In music, which word means the opposite of sharp? On average, the koala sleeps up to how many hours a day? Spot was the pet dragon of which fictional family? Which gorge is spanned by the Clifton Suspension Bridge? Which gorge is spanned by the Clifton Suspension Bridge? Cheddar, Avon, Lidford. In a proverb, forbidden fruit tastes what? In horse racing, which group of people are known as layers? In what building might you see an iconostasis? In what building might you see an iconostasis, power station, theatre, church? Kate Bush had a 1979 hit single with what title? Which national park is also the name of a prison? What name is given to an orange with dark red pulp? The wild Mongolian taki is what type of animal? The wild Mongolian taki is what type of animal? Horse, sheep, wolf. Which rock star called his son Elijah Bob Patricius Googie Q? The opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympics had what title? The opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympics had what title? London Bridges, Isles of Wonder, British Fantasia. Dr. Dillamond is a professor and goat in what musical? What happens if someone bumfuzzles you? What kind of vehicle was a charabanc? What international sporting event was created by Ludwig Guttmann? Ryder Cup. In what song does Fat Waller claim he's happy on a shelf, ain't misbehavin'? Honeysuckle Rose, I ain't got no. The Bleak Old Shop of Stuff is a TV comedy in the style of which writer William Shakespeare, Jane Austen, Charles Dickens. What was the name of Pierre Curie's wife, with whom he shared the 1903 Nobel Prize in Physics, Victoria Marie Julianne? Which of these means to complain or find fault in a petty or disagreeable way? Pike, roach, carp. Kasha is a kind of savory porridge usually made from what grain? Buckwheat, rye, maize. Which of these England footballers did not play in the triumphant World Cup final of 1966? Nobby Stiles, Alan Ball, Jimmy Greaves. Which actor who played the Doctor in Doctor Who famously wore a long scarf? Tom Baker, William Hartnell, Peter Davison. Taylor will speak your questions. Which of these managers led the England team furthest in a FIFA World Cup? The human body contains iodine in a compound produced in what gland? Thyroid, adrenal, pituitary. In Judaism, what color is worn during Yom Kippur as a symbol of purity? Blue, yellow, white. What fictional sea captain is famous for advertising fish fingers? Captain Birdseye, Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Hook. The London skyscraper on the corner of Lime Street and Leadenhall Street has what name? The Scalpel, the Suture, the Stethoscope. What is the only country to have held the Summer Olympics in 3 different cities? Australia, USA, France. Named after a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, which of these is a term used in quantum mechanics? The Born ultimatum, the Born identity, the Born approximation. Santa Claus is traditionally shown wearing a suit of mainly what color? Red, green, blue.
Dutch company Clusius Craft Distillers makes vodka using the fermented bulbs of what flowers? Daffodils, lilies, tulips. What was the name of Den Perry's rival club in Phoenix Nights? The Pineapple Bush, the Banana Grove, the Mango Tree. The Land of Make Believe was a #1 hit for which Eurovision winners? ABBA, Buck. In what sport might a player use a fairway wood to hit the ball? Tennis, squash, golf. In 2018, who became the first person to interview Donald Trump after he became president? Fiona Bruce, Piers Morgan, Hugh Edwards. Who allegedly said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work"? Thomas Hobbes, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Edison.
Morgan will speak your questions.
Hayden will speak your questions.
Robin will speak your questions.
Cameron will speak your. Charlie will speak.
Leslie will speak your. Ashley will speak. Drew will speak.
Taylor will speak your questions.
Morgan will speak your questions.
Hayden will speak your questions. Which of these is not a color used for grading European ski runs? Green, white, blue. Which city is served by Franz Josef Strauss International Airport? Strasbourg, Vienna, Munich. I've been working like a dog, the lyrics from what Beatles song? Yesterday, all you need is love, a hard day's night. Traditionally, the exclamation, abracadabra, is said by what type of entertainer? Magician, dancer, comedian. The The slogan, "The lion goes from strength to strength," was used to sell what sort of product? Chocolate bar, energy drink, car. What was the only Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers film with dance in the title? Shall We Dance? Dance. Virtually all of East and South Asia is dependent on which cereal grain as a staple food? Maize, rice, sorghum.
So my box of photo books have just arrived.
Which of the Spice Girls married a football star? Sporty, Posh, Ginger. Which of these would a vegetarian be able to eat? Brawn, brisket.